Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley.
Can you believe it?
I can. I at one point I would say I couldn't, but watching you guys, there's nothing I can't believe now, so I can believe anything. but I immediately
Next fight, he's fighting Michael Jackson. He came back from the dead
literally,
just to
it
fight.
wouldn't surprise me. I would be like completely understandable. But I texted Jeff and you in a group chat, and I said, no judgment whatsoever. Just question, how do you guys feel about him making a big announcement directly in the lead up to Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather? And there was no bias on my end. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And your answer surprised me a little bit. And what was your answer to it?
We're amplifiers. We are no longer a competition. We are a team. People still think we're the same person, and we're here to help each other out. Like, that's my little brother, and he's doing fucking some kick-ass shit, and so I'm here to help him.
We did the same on his card.
We were going to. Remember the week of? I was like, yo, can we finalize the Floyd deal this week so we can announce before Jake's fight? Like, it's all about optimization. He gets it. I get it. And yeah, it's big news. I even wonder. I was wondering this today if he did announce at the right time, because it is getting a little buried. I don't know if it's like fully buried, but like. The Floyd fight against me is making a lot of noise. It's making a lot of noise.
I would have waited until after the fight.
Did they announce the date or just announce that it's
August
going to
28th.
happen?
Yeah.
August 28th, Jake's fighting
So
Tyron.
it's happened.
Tyron Woodley. He was on this podcast. You weren't even a host yet. He came on our podcast as a guest. Told
Was
us
he nice?
Very nice
Very
guy.
nice.
Great
He seems
podcast.
like a nice guy.
Great
He's very
podcast.
nice.
He told
I
us
feel
he
like
was
everybody
gonna,
Jake goes up against me like.
No, he ain't as nice as Askren. Askren's a fucking. He's like.
Are you guys
I
beefing
would
now?
go to church
Me
with
and Askren?
Yeah.
No.
Because
Why?
he messaged me. He goes, "Let's go
He wants to wrestle.
disc golfing," and he's like, "But Logan's not invited."
Well, because
Oh.
no, it's because he was very vocal against the idea of disc golfing ahead of the fight. That's why. Because he asked us if we wanted to. And by the way, I don't know if anybody watching this show knows this, but there's nothing Logan wants to do more than go play a round of disc golf.
Dude,
no, quite
so
literally,
much fun.
outside of beating Floyd Mayweather, if you asked him, hey, after the fight, you want a BJ, you want a ribeye, you want a drink, straight to play a round of disc golf. It would be his first choice.
That would be such a good time.
And Askren asked us, do you guys want to play disc golf ahead of the Jake Paul fight? We couldn't do that. How would he look as a brother?
It's
playing?
just tough when as soon as you sign up to fight Jake, you immediately become the op. I like Tyron. He was on our podcast. We've always been cool, casual, cordial. We text, No, we always have.
You got a little bit of trouble with him.
What?
He once told you to bet the house
Oh, yeah.
on his fight against Calamari, who he
On
calls
this podcast.
Calamari Usman. And by the way, now you ain't nobody calling Usman Calamari. Ain't nobody disrespecting that except for maybe Jake Paul. But you lost, I think it was $800 million on that.
$800 million was the amount of money I bet on Tyron, and I lost it all in one
Foul
fell
swoop.
Oh, it's
And you were so sure about it.
Dog,
too.
bro,
So
he's
sure. I
the
remember
best
asking
welterweight
you.
in history. He'd
Remember.
walk out, and I was like, oh my God, who's beating this guy? And ever since I bet on him, he hasn't won a round.
Everyone is beat
A
him.
fucking round. He's lost 4 fights in a row, and I like him. That's the problem. But his last fight was like, he got like knocked out and somehow didn't get knocked out and was like stumbling around the ring and then just got fucked in the mouth. And like as soon as he signed up to fight Jake, I'm like immediately I'm like, well, there goes that comrade. Like, bro, that's my blood. That's my blood. I'm gonna choose Jake every time. I'm gonna clown you. I'm gonna continue to make fun of you with Jake. Like, but I like what Jake is doing. I like what Jake is doing because he's slowly and very strategically leveling up the guys he's fighting at his own pace. That's what people don't fucking understand
This
here.
is a big level for you.
Bro, the boxing head,
Yeah.
he's got to fight Stephen A. Smith. I like him. He's entertaining. He's got to fight a real boxer. A 2.5 minute clip of just saying that over. He's got to fight a real boxer. No, he doesn't. Not yet. Not yet.
Of course.
It's a good point.
Bro.
What does he have to do?
Typical boxers on their come up
Run
Yeah.
through the
will
scrubs.
fight
Yeah.
bums
Yeah.
just to get their knockout record
14
up.
and 0.
0-14.
Also, dude.
0-14. Like they'll pick tomato cans.
Yeah, but
guys
they're
who suck.
But they are 14 and 0 with
because they
with,
fought
with
yeah.
13
yeah,
knockouts.
yeah. And so, you know,
Think about it. When you get into, like, say a professional boxer who's been boxing since he was 3, what is he trying to? He's trying to make money.
Yeah, true.
So, like, at the end of the day, like, he kind of skipped that process. He's making the money.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
don't
who
be-
gives a fuck?
But
don't-
still,
don't be mad at us.
when they're trying to make the money too, they're also protecting because if once you start losing, you lose the money. So
Yeah.
they're trying to protect
He-
the same way.
and-
Exactly.
that he's
smart.
doing it.
He's doing it smart. Also, here's another thing. He technically in the realm of boxing, he just got his feet wet. So
Yes.
he's not
Oh,
gonna
yes. True.
he's not gonna go up for the biggest boxer. Like what idiot would do that?
Yeah,
done-
Logan
it's
Paul
done.
would do that.
It's yeah, fuck. Fuck.
I saw it.
But he's not fighting scrubs. He's not fighting scrubs either. I mean,
Bro, it's
okay,
Tyron
okay.
fucking Woodley.
This fight, I
He's not
think,
a
as
scrub.
you said,
no,
is
he's
the,
not a scrub.
he's not a scrub.
He's not out of the woods,
This
dude.
is-
Nate Robinson
Yeah,
scrub,
nice.
Ben
Nice.
Askren scrub. He sold it somehow.
You
we
didn't even
thought
know
it.
he did. You didn't even know he
He's
did.
not out of the woods.
Woods.
Woodley.
but this one feels different. I think even like you know, the Sideman kid wrote to Shaw has said the other day. He's like, once this one's done, this is the one. Once this one's done,
Put respect
you
on
can't, You can't. And honestly, I was already kind of there with Ben before the fight, but then Ben walked in looking like a fucking Burger King blimp, and I was like, he has the same build as me.
Worse.
Even worse.
I think you would have been. I think you would have been better.
You would've.
Yeah, for sure.
would've.
But so when he got in the ring and then I saw him go down, I was like, I kind of have to rethink my play here. But yo, you got Woodley's Ben fighting.
He's scary looking too.
He is scary
Like,
looking.
You know,
bro.
Ben Askren. You're like, okay, he's a good. He could maybe be.
You
Can I
want
tell
to
you
play
something?
disc golf
Technical.
and talk about?
Can I tell you why
crypto?
Jake's gonna win?
Of course.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Here are a few that come to mind. Tyron Woodley, although very accomplished, it is in a different sport.
Yep, I see that.
And mixed martial arts is not boxing.
I see it.
Okay, he's 39 years old, way past his prime. And if his past four fights and the losses and the manner in which he lost didn't prove that, it did prove that.
Well said.
What
You talk like a boxer now.
It did prove that. He is not going to be prepared for how good Jake really is at this sport. No one really is, right? I saw Ben's eyes when Jake hit him with the 2 to the stomach. Bro, there's a moment, and there's going to be a moment like this with Floyd, when there's a clean punch, a flush punch with power behind it, accuracy, sting, conviction, when you go, oh, fuck.
Yep.
He might not be the YouTuber that I told myself he was. And that moment has to be scary. When Tyron gets rocked by a big shot from Jake, when he's like, in a millisecond, you see your entire life and everything that you built come crashing to the ground, that's fucking terrifying.
I've just seen Jake grow in the boxing ring being so composed, right? Like, I was there in the beginning with you guys when you guys first ever were stepping in the ring, and I've seen every fight. He's just more composed.
Oh, yeah.
You can see he's got a game plan. He knows what he's doing. He's sticking to it. Previous, it was like, oh, I got to figure this out, and I don't, really know. Like you said, both you and your brother are very good at this. You're very comfortable and confident in what they've learned, and that's dangerous.
What's next is the kind of wrap up question I had, at least for Jake's side, and I'd also like to hear yours in the boxing world. But what's next? Who's the next fighter? If Jake takes down Woodley, does he then say, okay, it's time? I'm going up against a box. I'm taking the Tommy Fury
I'm gonna advise him to
fight.
do whatever the fuck he wants.
Got it.
As long as the bag still comes in, like, what are they gonna do? Say no?
Who-
Next one?
Bro, if I were Jake, even like, I wonder if I would even take a couple tomato can fights. To just do what the
Like,
boxers
back
do.
down?
Fight a boxer, right?
Got it.
Who's like 3-5. Just to get you're gonna win.
Yep.
But at least he's a boxer. Like
Another-
and now
Agreed.
you're following the traditional path
Yep.
of every single boxer in history. Like
It's chancy though, because a fight's still a fight. So if they win,
sure.
it
Sure.
kind of waters them down.
but th're not.
Does
winning.
it though? Does a
They're not
Jake
winning.
Paul loss?
It's a scrub, yeah.
His,
It's a scrub, yeah.
does it, Jeff?
A loss always hurt.